Chris Harrison has responded to the rumors that fan favorite Katie Thurston has been cast as the next Bachelorette. Hey guys, welcome back to another Shared News from Home. We have got to get into all of these Katie rumors, but before we get started, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring, and I'm joined by the wonderful Avery Grooms. Avery, I know we love Katie. I know we've been talking about her all season. I cannot wait to just dive into this. Rumors have been swirling that supposedly Chris Harrison announced Katie as the next Bachelorette during the taping of the upcoming Women Tell All. The speculation first arose on February 6th when a podcast host tweeted out that at the Women Tell All taping, Katie Thurston was announced as the next Bachelorette. Obviously, Bachelor Nation loves Katie. This made a lot of people very happy, and this picked up steam on social media very quickly. The rumors were short-lived though, because Chris hopped on the train and shut everything down. He told Rachel Lindsay on Extra,
We did not name her or anybody the Bachelorette during the Women Tell All special. And in fact, we didn't even talk about who was the next Bachelorette at the Tell All special.
As far as I know, Katie, nobody has been named the next Bachelorette, and I promise you this, it will not be a part of the Tell All special at all. So really didn't leave any room, any wiggle room there, made it very clear. He did confirm that Katie will be on the special. She'll be spending some time in the hot seat, so we will be getting some more Katie content. And separate from whether or not Katie will be the Bachelorette, he did say there is a large debate going on in general about who is going to step into that role behind the scenes. So pretty interesting, just considering whoever they end up naming, we know it was a journey apparently to get to that person. Avery, obviously he could be lying. It would not shock me to my core if during the Women Tell All special they named Katie and this was all just a misdirect, but let's assume that he's telling the truth. How are you feeling about this? You know, were you rooting for Katie? Do you think she'd make a good Bachelorette? Were you hoping this news was true?
You know, I was rooting for Katie, but also I feel like it's very soon to even conclude who the next Bachelorette is. And usually it is someone who's from later on into the season, like top 4, top 5. I don't mind it being Katie. She is one of my favorites, and there's been so much hype surrounding her. But there also are a couple other girls who I would love to see as the Bachelorette also. But I don't think he's lying, just because if she does become the Bachelorette, people will find this and be like, he lied. I feel like he's going to give more of a subtle response, but I think that'd be great if it's her, because I mean, she stood up against the bullying. She really is truly just herself and has so many relatable characteristics people can relate to, and that's what they like seeing. But it's just weird because she hasn't really had or didn't have a connection with Matt, but she's still kind of had that Bachelorette edit throughout the whole time she was on the season.
Yeah, that's a really great point. I mean, her and Matt had some fine conversations, but I never felt like I saw sparks totally flying between them. So it is interesting for someone who didn't have one of our most interesting or even awkward, messy connections, got so much screen time and ended up being such a fan favorite. Katie addressed these rumors on her social media. She posted on her Instagram story saying, "Reading my text this morning like news to me." So a very playful reaction. I thought it was very cute that she addressed it. Knowing what we know about Katie, what we've seen so far, I think she could be into this role. I feel like part of me thinks she wouldn't want to deal with it. She wouldn't want to be the Bachelorette. She was not here for all of the drama, and clearly the environment of the show, I think, got to her a little bit. But then again, she, like you said, knows how to handle the drama, knows how to call out BS. So maybe she'd be a great Bachelorette. Could you see her being excited about taking on the role?
Yeah, I definitely think she would take on the role just because she's at that place in her life where she's ready to find love. She really knows what she wants. She's 30 years old and she's already been so likable. She hasn't really received so much hate like a lot of people have been experiencing. So I feel like knowing that she'll be in control and be able to call the shots, that she would take that offer if it was given to her.
Interesting. Well, I mean, we kind of touched on this. It is early in the season. Usually Bachelorette candidates emerge closer to the end We also, of course, have women from Peter's season that kind of were skipped over for this last season of The Bachelorette. So I'm just curious if you have like a short list, anyone from Bachelor Nation that this season, any seasons past, would like to see step into that role other than Katie.
Well, I mean, with this season, we were so preoccupied with all the drama for so long. I kind of wasn't even thinking about that. We are now just finally getting to see more of the girls. And now that all like the bullies for the most part are gone, we can like focus on the good girls that are actually left because there are a lot. But I mean, there's so many. Abigail is one I would really like to see as the Bachelorette. I think she'd be such a good Bachelorette. And also, I mean, I really like Bree, I like Chelsea, Serena P. There's so many good options, especially this season. But then again, Katie would also be an awesome bachelorette. So I don't know. They have a tough decision.
It's certainly true. I mean, like, as you started saying all those names, I was like, totally like, yeah, Serena P could be great. Or even Michelle popped into my head. There are, in the midst of all
Yes.
the chaos and drama, some really, really wonderful women. So I definitely think at the end of the day, we're going to have a lot of people we're pulling for potentially from this season. But right now, I agree with you. It's a little early. As much as I would love to see Katie, I wouldn't be shocked if by the end of Matt's season, we have a totally different candidate that we're really pulling for. The other thing I just keep thinking about is like the women from Peter's season. Hannah Ann was the runner up. There was discussion of like, is she too young to be the Bachelorette? Is she ready? But at the end of that season, I know I was like, I might watch a Hannah Ann season. So I feel like that group of women kind of got overlooked in a way. Is there anyone that like you remember pulling for or that you would want to revisit from that group of girls?
Yeah, I kind of forgot that was actually a season we kind of skipped over because they ended up picking Claire as the Bachelorette. I think who first came to mind was Hannah Ann, but the only issue with her is I feel like they're the lead shouldn't be that young, just in case, I feel like they have to be 100% in a place where they're ready to fully commit to someone. And I feel like the younger you are, it's kind of like up in the air. So I would say her, except I'm trying to think of who was a little older. Maybe, I mean, I feel like Heather kind of got the bad end of the stick this season. We haven't seen her go home yet, but I mean, I really like her. She could be a good lead as well.
But going back to Katie, she obviously has won over the hearts of so many people in Bachelor Nation. Literally from night one, she had such a spunky personality. So many people were so taken with her. And I know a lot of us were really devastated to see her go home. But aside from all the love she has been receiving, she has not been immune to Bachelor Nation being sometimes a scary, potentially ugly place online. A lot of contestants, through being exposed from the show, experience some level of just hate on their social media, which is horrible, but an unfortunate fact. And Katie actually recently spoke out against body shaming. She noticed one user on her Instagram post making fun of somebody's appearance. They wrote something along the lines of, honey, you big everywhere from your face all the way down to your feet, which is just nasty. And Katie shared a screenshot of that nasty comment and added to it, you don't get to come on my page and body shame any of my people. Immediate block. So I really like that she, has this platform. Right now she has over 300,000 Instagram followers. She's clearly gotten like a platform from the show. And I think it looks like she's going to be using it for good. And much like she did on the show, calling out BS, trying to create a safe space. I'm really excited just to see what she does with this online presence.
So am I. I think she got so much recognition for addressing things like that on the show, the bullying, calling out people for the wrong things. And I'm glad to see that she's doing that now on her social media because she has gained so much of a following from the show. And it's kind of like a reoccurring theme because that's like what the people love her for. So it's always great to see people using their platforms for good. And if it's to call out a bad comment, go Katie. I mean, she always says the right things and it's not in like a mean girl way either. It's just like justice. Like she always says the right things and calls people out to the point where it's like she won. She won the argument when it wasn't even an argument. So I love her for that.
Yes, oh my God, I do too. And just like honestly lurking her page a little bit as we were prepping the script, I've also seen her like shouting out small businesses, shouting out like females in different industries. She just like, I think at her core is a really great person. So whether or not she pops back up as our Bachelorette or maybe in Paradise, I think we definitely will be seeing more of her in Bachelor Nation. All right, you guys. Well, on that note, we want to know your thoughts on all of these Katie rumors. Would you want to see her as the Bachelorette? Let us know down in the comments. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring. I was joined by the wonderful Avery Grooms. If you want to come say hi, our social handles are on the screen right now. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.